What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of No Lift Garage. I'm Gartrell, and first and foremost, I just want to hope that everyone is out there staying safe. I know the COVID-19 outbreak has been one of the most talked about things in the media today. Just don't lose hope. Keep enforcing those stay-at-home guidelines and social distancing, and we will get through this. Hopefully in time for the 2020 car season, because I've been trying to get this thing ready, but we will see if that comes to fruition. Hopefully it does. Today, I'm going to be showing you the 3 things that will make absolutely any car look amazing when done, and they're cheap. That's the best part of it. So, without any further ado, let's get to it. So the 3 cheap mods that will go on any car that will look absolutely amazing are all suspension related. So I've gone ahead and I've taken off the wheel. Oop. That was not a good thing to do. Don't do that at home. So the 3 mods are actually all suspension related, as I've just said. The first and foremost thing is actual suspension of the car. So as you can see here, I've got the KW height adjustable spring suspension, which is actually not a coilover. It is a coilover sleeve. Now, the actual mod that I want to get to and refer to that will make your car lower are actually just springs. Springs go for relatively cheap. You want to actually look up a good brand like H&R, KW, or Swift. They usually have some good lowering springs that will fit almost any car and allow you to keep that same actual dampening that the car comes with, which is usually soft and not race ready. The ones I went with here were actually the coilover sleeves because I wanted some more height adjustability and not just have the car slammed and low the whole time. So that was an option that was given to me, and it's actually the cheaper option because these actually cost $850-ish, whereas coilovers for the M4 can go from anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 plus, and that's getting some premium coilovers, and most other coilover systems below it are still pretty expensive, ranging at about like $2,500-ish. So as you can see, that's a very cheap option to get some good low out of your car and some good performance at the same time. So the first mod thing is springs. You can get springs, coilover sleeves, or if you can afford cheaper coilovers, that will give you a nice drop look for the car and make it look very, very aggressive. And we all know that with cars nowadays, aggression is key. If you want your car to look its absolute best, it's gotta be aggressive. That's why most of the track cars that you see in like GT3, they look so mean. And it's because they have race suspension, which is obviously lowered. But anyway, moving on to the second thing that will make your car look absolutely amazing. So for the second thing, I've actually gone and shown you the spacers. Now these are Meisterschaft 15mm spacers, as you can see. Maybe you can't see, hopefully it's getting that. It's 15mm spacers. Basically the spacers are creating 15mm of depth outwards from the wheelbase, meaning that my wheels have come more flush with the body. Hopefully you can hear me over the engine running, but so you see we got a nice flush fitment, as I was saying. The spacers help make this possible, so it gives it a nice and aggressive look, especially even from the front. You can see this slight poke on the tires from the actual body, and it's flush with the actual fender, if you can see that right there. So probably because you couldn't hear me over the engine running up there. Let's do it again back here. Again, you get a nice little poke right here, and it stays nice and flush with the body. This one's a little bit tucked, but for your rear tires, you don't want them hitting the over fender, the actual fender. So plus, you know, for other reasons, you'd want to have it just a little bit under. For this car, you don't have to actually roll your fenders. So when getting the spacers, actually check to see if you're going to need your fenders rolled with the tire size and wheel setup that you have. Just be wary of that. Now that gives it a very aggressive stance, as you can see here. The wheels line up very well with the arches in the rear and in the front, and it just gives it that really aggressive look. I've also gone up in tire width, going with a 265 in the front and a 285. This is 10mm up in the front and the rear from the actual factory spec. Now that gives the wheelbase a little bit more fuller look, gives it, you know, the wheels a thicker look as well, and it just gives it that meaty, you know, kind of aggressive look for tire. You don't go to the track with some really skinny tires. You go with some nice fat meat to get maximum grip. And honestly, at the end of the day, a race car in itself is almost like a perfect show car. If you've seen any of the GT3 cars or any of the other cars that they got out there with crazy stance and wheels, it looks absolutely insane. I suggest you go check out some GT3M class cars and GT3 Porsches and stuff like that. They're the most aggressive looking cars and they look so good. One thing that I wanted to mention before I go ahead and say that you need to use the spacers. Now, definitely this is only if you have stock setup. Usually when you have a stock setup on your wheel, it will have it recessed in. This is common for pretty much almost every car I've seen in production. They're never really flush with the body coming from the factory. That's like almost unheard of. So I only recommend getting the spacers if you actually have stock wheels. However, if you go with an aftermarket wheel, you can set your offset so that you might not even need spacers. You'll have a flush setup with the actual wheel. So don't take my word and just get spacers if you have aftermarket wheels. See how if you buy the aftermarket wheels, they fit first, then get your spacers, because that's what's going to dictate how flush it is with the body at the end of the day. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you the absolute third thing that is going to make your car absolutely amazing. And it's not so much suspension, it's more of a tasteful mod. It's for some people, for some people it's not, but I like them a lot. So I'm going to snap my fingers and show you exactly what they are. So as you can see, the third and final modification are tire stickers. They're a relatively cheap addition and they're very tasteful, as you can see. They look really cool when they're in motion. They're a relatively cheap addition to almost any car, and they can make it look really cool, really aggressive, really racy. A lot of the professional race cars have tire stickers for advertisement reasons, etc. But they're just a really nice addition to your suspension setup, tire/wheel setup, and they just look fantastic. As you can see, I'm gonna lower the car and show you what they look like when the car is nice and flush, as I said, because of the spacer, and nice and low because of the springs. Now, if that isn't a good looking setup right there, then I don't know what is. As you can see, whew, that is just, look at that. That looks so good. I'm so happy with how this looks. Just get yourself some spacers, some suspension, and some tire stickers, because that looks absolutely incredible. So just wanted to show you guys what the car looks like. Obviously the tire letters, as I said, being the third thing, make it just like that tasteful mod. The car looks very sporty, very race oriented, very race like. Hopefully you can hear me over the car running. Got the mic pointing at it, so you see, very good looking. So I hope you guys enjoyed some of those rollers so you can see how the car actually sits when it moves. Looks really, really cool, really aggressive, really race-like. But other than that, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the 3 things that will make your car look absolutely amazing. Please comment, please like, and please subscribe. Hit that bell button for notifications so that you can never miss any of the uploads that we post. And make sure you follow all of our social media, which is in the description below. And peace out, and we'll see you in the next one.